Welcome to the Slacking Off Show, the show that you're listening to when you should be doing something else. Today, we're going to be talking about Marvel and also kind of what we're watching right before the release of Avengers Endgame. It's a pretty exciting time, and I'm your host, Nathan Wind, and I'm joined by the one and the only Cameron Messer.
How's everyone doing?
And the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. JP Gomez.
How's it going? It's about time.
Yeah.
That we're getting into this.
Gosh, it's been too long. I feel like I'm kind of just ready for this movie to come out.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too.
At this point, like, I'm really excited to see how it all goes down, but there's so much out there to watch at this point. Mm-hmm. You know, like there's so many movies coming out I want to see. There's so many TV shows coming out that I want to watch. I can't keep up with it all.
Yeah, that's true.
It
just kind of like sucks out all the air in the room.
It really does. And like, I don't know about you guys, but I've been watching a couple of anime shows that I've been recommended lately. Mainly The Promised Neverland and Rising of the Shield Hero. And they've just blown me away based on how awesome they are. The Promised Neverland was basically the story of these kids that are basically grown up on a farm to be eaten by demons. And they're like surrounded by this giant wall. And one of the kids ended up getting adopted, so to speak. And two of the others followed and saw them get eaten by a demon. So they're basically being raised to be sold off, and then they try to escape. It was really cool. I really enjoyed watching that lately. What have you guys been watching?
Well, hold on, let me check my Dr. Pepper here. Let me clear my throat with some good old Dr. Pepper. I actually don't like Dr. Pepper that much. I don't know. I've been kind of feeling like in a Dr. Pepper kind of mood because it's like Easter Sunday at the time of this recording.
Yeah, that's right. It is Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everybody.
Yeah, happy Easter.
From Slacking Off.
Happy Easter.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not what you're here for, but happy Easter anyway.
Yeah, happy Easter.
You know, when we were talking about the whole Star Wars thing, talking about Episode 9 and all that, and as I was going through editing that whole thing, I was thinking about, you know, maybe refreshing my memory with one of them. And I started with Episode 1.
Oh, that one's so rough.
It is rough. And it's gotten worse.
It's gotten worse.
It's gotten worse
possible?
after viewing. It's pretty bad. I knew that it was bad, like deep down, and everyone knew that it was bad. But I think now that I'm older, I can figure out exactly how it was bad.
No, why?
It has a soft spot for me. It's got a special place in my heart.
Well, wait. You
okay.
like it?
I mean, it was one of the first films I saw in theaters, so it kind of holds a special place in my heart for that reason. But
I can see that because I'm pretty sure for like most people, everyone's like favorite Star Wars movie is probably their first one.
I mean, it's nowhere near my favorite movie,
Well,
but I don't hate it like
but it's like one of those movies.
I hate Episode 2 more than I hate Episode 1.
Just sucks.
Episode 2 is Romeo and Juliet set in Star Wars. It's set in space. That's what that movie is. If you ever see that, you look at that balcony scene, I'm like, this was Romeo and Juliet.
But it's worse.
I haven't watched 1 or 2 in a couple of years at this point, thankfully. But I think now that we're talking about it, I think I remember hating Episode 2 more than Episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why did
negotiations.
What about it made you be like, oh God?
Oh, the ambassadors with the Senate with the Emperor need to.
Oh, those two.
Naboo. That's the opening of the fucking movie.
Yeah, it is.
That should tell everyone like what you're in for, and like I'm pretty sure when we were all younger, we didn't really know what was up with that. But even then, I was like,
no. When you were younger, you were like, oh, this is really cool, like new Jedi.
And then it was
no.
like,
when
what
you
the
were younger,
fuck is
you were
this?
waiting for this weird ass alien to stop talking so that you could get to the lightsaber fight.
Right, and then I realized how exactly they were talking. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I shouldn't have played this movie.
I will say I find it very odd that Padme fell for Anakin. That's such a age gap.
Yeah, that's
very long age gap.
Bad casting decision. just
what? Hold on, Natalie Portman is fantastic,
no,
amazing,
I'm not talking about
great
Natalie
actress.
Portman. I'm
Don't you
talking
dare.
about the decision to cast someone way younger than her, or someone that looks way younger than her.
Well, this is kind of related, but it's kind of not. The kid that grew up, the kid that played Anakin, he grew up and now he's like, he was in jail. He was teased all the time in school from that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, you still sucked as an actor though. Like I hated his acting.
I think he just did the best he could. That script wasn't.
Maybe it wasn't him. It was the director.
Maybe
it's possible.
It was George Lucas's bad ideas. Because
I don't know. Maybe
because like
they
all
needed
those
to have an
prequel
acting
movies,
coach on
all
set.
those prequel movies put a lot of characters through the ringer.
George did direct the first one, didn't he?
Yes.
Like
and
all
he's
three of them.
He's a great producer. His films are okay.
Wait, he directed all the prequels, right?
Yeah.
And I thought he directed 4 in the prequels. He didn't do 5 and 6,
No,
right?
no.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I had that
But let's
straight.
be honest. I mean, he was more focused on the technology side than the overall thing.
The birth of the digital camera, and he was pioneering that. To mixed results.
Well, if I think
you have that big battle scene near the end of the movie, and it all just looks like it's taking place on the Windows wallpaper.
Yeah, with the green hill and the blue background.
The sort of textured, but not really green hills.
Yeah.
And then you have like all this CG going on, like really early CG, so it kind of looks.
It looks like something straight out of a PS2. It looks like Star Wars Battlefront 1.
Yeah, it does.
Their goal with Battlefront 1 was let's make that battle scene in Episode 1, but the whole game.
So you only you stopped at Episode 1. You didn't watch any others.
Oh fuck no.
You don't marathon them.
No.
If I start watching 1, I need to watch all of them.
I'm not marathoning into Episode 2. Are you kidding me?
I feel like that's too much for one day.
Yeah.
Too much Lucas.
Need more Jar Jar.
Too much. Anyway.
Oh, the Senate. Oh, I'm gonna become a senator.
He was just like, everyone knows that Jar Jar is bad, but it's crazy to what extent how bad he was, because he starts off pretty bad, and he just progressively gets worse and worse and worse to the point where there are entire scenes that take up time because he's just doing some dumb shit. And I'm like, this is a waste of time.
Relief.
This is a waste of time. He's the comedy relief, but the movie didn't need comic relief.
It's like
he's the only part of the comimic relief, and it stands out so much.
There's always comedy relief in Star Wars movies.
This midichlorian shit, and he's the chosen one.
But there's always comedy relief in those movies.
Isn't it when like they're talking about the midichlorian shit and Jar Jar's busy getting his tongue in like the speeder engine or something while that's going on?
That's like a scene after.
That's
but
after.
Oh, okay.
They're working on the pod when he does that.
Shit like that where it's like it's serious and like foreboding kind of things where it's like, oh, Anakin might be the chosen one. Smash cut to Jar Jar getting his fucking tongue stuck in a tractor beam, or was it like they did coupling beams or whatever? Anyway, and it's crazy because it's like, first how obnoxious he is on screen, at like when the last third of the movie starts, he's just completely sidelined.
Is he?
He's just like in the corner of the camera and he barely talks.
Somebody was telling him, yo, George, this is really bad. You really got to tone this down.
It's a really bad movie. And
but it got made.
Yeah, it got made.
Yeah, and it's made a ton of. Does the pod racing hold up? Like CG wise? I said, I haven't seen it in a couple of years, so.
That's all right.
Better in 3D.
Probably.
Do you guys remember when they did that 3D re-release of Episode 1? It was like, I want to say it was almost a decade ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible idea.
I saw it in 3D in theaters. That 3D was bad.
Really?
The 3DS has way better 3D than Phantom Menace did. It was really bad. It was barely there, and what spots it was there, I almost didn't notice. And I had these, this is when you had the giant glasses on all the time. Not good. 3D could not save the Phantom Menace.
Nope, guess not. Nothing can save it.
I don't think anything can save the Phantom Menace.
The Pirate Racing scene was okay, but it's just kind of a waste of time. It doesn't really like develop anything, so it's just like an entire 40 minutes of the movie.
It's 40 minutes?
Like 30, 40 minutes of that movie is just spent in that one pod racing.
And that's all everybody remembers.
Yeah,
Okay, so my big problem with episode 1 is I hate the trope where like the little kid who's like 5 or whatever. I don't know how old Anakin was in there, but you know, when they're like really young, they're 5, they're 7-ish, and they just know everything, and they just start proving all these adults wrong. And I think the worst example I've actually ever seen of that was in Once Upon a Time, the very first season. There's a little kid named Henry who just literally the first few episodes are nothing but this little kid just telling adults, no, you got to do this.
Is that the show where you have like all the Disney princesses and live action?
The fairy tale.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a bad show.
Because all I can remember is that like apparently like people actually casted like Mulan and Pocahontas and Merida, and they're all in like the same show.
Oh, yeah, that's the show.
That's kind of the gimmick of the movie.
Yeah, that's the basic gimmick of the show.
I think it's done. Really? I think they don't do it anymore.
I got to like season 3 and then it was out.
I got to season 1, episode 3.
I mean, I can see why. Did you have the same problem with the little kid? Because that's what Anakin was.
No, I just wasn't into it.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to get sometimes there are shows where it takes me literally 3 attempts before actually getting hooked to the show.
Do you have the patience to do 3 attempts?
Yeah. Not back to back.
You're lucky if you get 2.
So like one was The Blacklist. I absolutely hated The Blacklist at first, and I couldn't get into it. And then I tried again. And I was like, And then I tried the 3rd time, and I got hooked. And I would binge watch all of it.
I want to watch The Blacklist.
The new attempt is Breaking Bad. This will be my 3rd attempt. I feel like it's going to be that show where it's like I'll put this on when I'm really, really bored.
I tried watching Breaking Bad when I was in high school. Mm-hmm. I didn't really get it. I've been wanting to try it again.
I'm guessing you prefer season 1.
Yeah,
I think I saw.
I'm on episode 2 right now.
Season 1 is that like hurdle.
Well, see, that's my problem with TV. I don't think a TV show should. Anyone who's making a TV show or anyone who's watching should be like, oh, you have to get through season 2 before it's really good. I'm
ridiculous.
Like, that's dumb.
Yeah,
you need to hook me in season 1 before me to continue.
That's kind of the give and take for having like a pilot episode or pilot episodes. It's like they're trying to figure out what exactly they want to do, and like they have the basics down, but it's until like later episodes that they finally. Like,
yeah, but like. There's some shows where people are like, oh, you have to get to season 3 before it's good. I'm like,
well, I'm going to use some of my favorites as kind of like an example. I think The Flash season 1 and Arrow season 1 take a little bit too long to get going because the first like 7-ish episodes are nothing but like, oh, freak of the week. Here's the villain of the week. You got to go take him out.
Right.
Arrow does it a little bit better.
Right.
But, you know, when you think about the fact that the CW seasons are 21 episodes, each episode is 45 minutes long, or maybe it's 23 episodes. It's something like that. That's a lot of time to spend waiting to get to the plot, happen.
Yeah, so and I was kind of the same way with Breaking Bad season 1.
Really?
Where I was just like casually watching it because I was like, yeah, maybe I'll get to like episode 4. But then it wasn't until season 2 that I actually like started binge watching because I was like, oh shit, where is this going next?
Is Breaking Bad still on Netflix?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I might give it another shot.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it before we even talked about this.
Yeah.
Like for the past couple of weeks, I was like, oh, I really needed to give Breaking Bad a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, man, but oh god, Phantom Menace my big trope that I hate is the little kids that know everything. And like when Anakin was in the Naboo fighter,
oh right,
and he flies into space and he single-handedly destroys the Trade Federation ship. I was just like,
that's his only character development in the movie.
I don't even think that's character development. He just lucked out.
But that's like the only like any sort of character development in that movie. He knows how to pod race, and then he figures out how to fly a spaceship. That's it.
Yeah, Qui-Gon dies. Obi-Wan, I guess Obi-Wan takes on a mentor. Padme finds out that she's gonna.
And then like half the movie is also wasted on Padme being persuaded into getting a vote by Palpatine.
Yeah.
Who's an obvious bad guy. It's amazing how much of a waste of time that movie is. Anyway, whatever. Phantom Menace is bad.
Phantom Menace is terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's just my personal big character trope that I don't like. Do you guys have anything that you guys just really don't like from characters?
Oh, I'm sure there's several. I can't really think of any right now, but I'm sure there's several that I...
Boring. Just boring characters.
I don't think like anyone can really say that like that's a pet peeve of mine. It's just like, yeah, it's boring.
Okay. I mean, maybe I'm just the odd one out then. I don't know. I don't really find that too many types of characters really bother me too much in TV shows or anything like that. But I don't know. For whatever reason, that one really bothered me. And then episode 2, I have no desire to go watch episode 2 anytime soon. The only thing that I don't understand is why is it called Attack of the Clones?
Because I think it's about like
The clones are attacking people in the movie.
But they're not.
They
the
are.
whole movie is about getting.
They're
the
attacking the
clones.
bad guys, so they are attacking.
it's some sort of attack.
Yeah. I don't know. Marketing liked the name, and they decided let's go with Attack of the Clones.
Mean, it's a cool name, but well, then again, now that I think about it, a lot of the Star Wars names don't really.
They're kind of bad.
They're pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Like
the only one that's really good is like maybe The Empire Strikes Back, because it makes sense.
yeah.
Because the bad guy technically wins that movie.
I guess A New Hope kind of makes sense because they've
Because
established that like there's clearly history to this world.
Because the premise is that like the Jedi lost and like the Empire is reigns supreme.
Yeah, but they're pretty bad.
Anyway.
I don't know.
Enough Star Wars talk. Cameron, what have you been watching?
Let's see. A couple shows. Law and Order SVU. It's still on, but I'm going back and rewatching it. The West by Ken Burn. That's another movie I've been watching. The Story of God, which is with Morgan Freeman. That's a good one. Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures.
Oh, that's fun.
I just started watching part 2.
Oh, that's the Netflix reboot, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know season 2 was out yet.
Yeah, it just came out. New Girl just came out with a new season, and then I've also been going back and actually attempting to watch the Gilmore series.
How are you watching all this?
I want to watch this. I'll watch that. I'll spread it out.
What's your favorite so far?
On all the shows that I'm watching?
Yeah.
That's really hard because they're all different styles.
They all sound very different.
They're very different.
You
If I'm in the mood for like a family type show where with two funny personalities, it's about family, I'll watch the Gilmore Girls. If I want to watch some documentary that's really slow that I can just listen to, or want to know something about deep history, the West one is good.
Okay. Yeah, because you did say Ken Burns, and I was like, okay, is that one of the documentaries?
Yeah, that's one of the documentaries.
That's what I was thinking
And
about
then
too.
The Story of God has Morgan Freeman, where he goes around the world learning about different religions. So that's really educational. And then,
when was that made? Do you know? Do you know when that was made?
The Morgan Freeman one?
Yeah.
I think last year.
Oh, so this is like recent.
It's really new, yeah. Because
Okay.
it's a series. It's a TV series by Netflix and National Geographic.
I was gonna say it would have been kind of funny if this series happened before he did Bruce Almighty, where he actually played God and he just goes around studying all these different religions throughout the world.
And then I think also I am starting to watch Breaking Bad, but that's like if I really don't have anything I want to watch. But
Breaking Bad's on the back burner.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, it's because those are longer episodes, and that's like I have to be in the mood for that type of story.
Yeah,
I
feel you there.
But if I want something lighthearted, I just will throw all of those on there.
Okay.
So
is there something that you guys kind of like fall back to? You don't want to like, I don't want to watch Breaking Bad or blah blah blah. I want to get into like my comfort zone and do this.
I'll try to watch. Sometimes I'm kind of in the mood going back to old 90s shows that come out in the 90s. So like last year I was watching Boy Meets World. I finished watching that, and Family Matters. I think I'm watching Full House. Sad they canceled it, but what I really like putting on is One Day at a Time, the Netflix remake that they did.
Did you say they canceled?
Netflix canceled it.
Which show?
One Day at a Time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I remember reading about that.
My heart dropped. I was like, bad choice, Netflix. Bad choice. Someone buy this.
I was gonna ask if they like cancel Full House because of the whole like college admissions scandal.
No. Actually, I think they were trying to write her out.
Okay. Well.
No, that was Hallmark that canceled her movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember that one.
I don't know. So I'm watching a lot.
Yeah, I can tell.
Any suggestions of movies you want me to watch, let me know. try that.
All the above. I've been mainly watching. My fallback is always Yu-Gi-Oh! Classic, but I also really
or
like,
Abridged.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridges is always great. But when it comes to like proper TV shows, I tend to fall back into the CW Arrowverse a lot. I really like seeing where that goes, and since some of it's about to end, I kind of want to get motivated
No more
to catch
Arrow.
up. I know, I'm so sad, but it's probably time. Other than that, I tend to just sort of see what just hits my fancy as I'm going through Netflix. Just see what stands out, and I'll be like, oh, that looks cool. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
And I might come back to it. But
Okay.
yeah, nothing too exciting on my end.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, please be sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe so you can stay tuned for all the new updates. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Marvel. Thank you for tuning in.
Slacking Off is brought to you by Sand. Experience tiny rocks with sand.
Welcome back to the Slacking Off Show, everybody. I'm Nathan Wind, and I'm here with Cameron Messer and JP Gomez, and now we're going to be talking about Marvel. Avengers Endgame comes out in 1 week at the time of this recording. Or a little bit less than a week, actually. It premieres Thursday night. Today is Sunday, April 20th. 21st.
So in 5 days, is when
AMC is gonna make some money. Well, they've already made money.
Oh, they haven't made money yet, but they're gonna be swarmed at the concession stands.
So please, AMC and all other theaters, make sure that you have a lot of staff on set to make sure those, concession stands move at a good pace.
Also, please.
Plenty of paper towels and toilet paper.
Also,
for the bathrooms.
please, be on your good behavior and mind your manners and be clean and be nice to movie theater employees.
Yeah, don't ruin this.
That's a known fact. Why do we have to? Oh wait, we do have to mention that.
Yeah,
I feel like I have to mention that because last year I was working in a movie theater when Infinity War came out.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, what? How bad was it?
Oh, it was really bad. I wanted to quit on the spot.
That bad,
and also,
Jesus.
please, no using your phones, no climbing over any seats. Be
Yes.
respectful to those who are watching the movie.
Basically, don't be a dick.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
Like, PSA.
What they
don't-
said.
Don't ruin this experience. We've all been waiting for it for far too long.
Although
If you can't, stay home and watch it when it comes out on Netflix, which it probably will, or the Disney app.
people can't seem to help it though, because have you heard about like someone on Twitter and YouTube was like leaking some
Yes,
footage
I have.
of Endgame.
I've been trying very hard to stay off of those platforms.
You know, I would not be mad if the theaters confiscated cell phones. I will put that out there. I would not be mad.
I don't know if I want.
I
them.
don't think they'll ever enforce
But
that
the
for
problem
legal
is
reasons.
everyone would get the wrong phone.
Yeah, and given
That's
the
also true.
nature of some people's work, it might be very bad if.
Just
certain
shut off
phones-
your phones completely, people. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're gonna be there for 3 hours.
All right,
so
enough
what-
movie
what the hell are
PSA
you gonna
though.
talk-
Now that it's coming out, are you guys ready? How do you guys feel?
I want my popcorn, my drink, and I want my seat.
I don't know if you want to drink though.
Oh, I want the drink.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You really gonna want to have to go to the bathroom in the middle of this movie? This is it.
I'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. 3 hour
I will
long.
control the bladder
You're
What
gonna get a
if-
large drink,
and a
Yeah.
large popcorn.
and you're gonna be dying in that seat.
And I want a large drink and I want a large popcorn.
Then
and
I
want
will
a
leave
prayer.
out of the movie when something boring is happening.
This is
Oh,
Avengers Endgame.
I don't know about that.
There will be some long monologue, or them staring off into space.
The villain speech.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen somewhere.
Oh, I'm gearing up. I'm gonna have candy. I'm bringing it all.
I ordered this Avengers hoodie based on like the white and red outfit that they've shown off in the trailer.
I like the
The
spacesuit, I think.
$67 one.
Maybe it was a little less than that.
I
I'd
feel like
like
it was
to say.
67.
It was around that range.
67.
Yeah, I ordered this really nice hoodie
Uh-huh.
that I
For
was hoping to
67.
wear to the premiere,
Uh-huh.
and then I found out because I got a small, it won't be delivered until June.
Oh shit.
So I'm like, what?
Refund.
I'm like, great. Well, that's just great.
You
So
didn't
I'm not gonna
order,
wear
like,
anything cool.
And then you can't wear it until fall because June it's gonna be hot.
But the point is, it's there when I need it.
You didn't order like 2-day.
Why didn't you order it like
No, it was like they're like custom made to order.
Oh, that
Can't you
explains
buy
it.
another custom made to order one from a different location or shrink it?
I want that one.
Get a large and then shrink it.
Well, no,
Just
that's ridiculous.
Go to the mall and get like a similar looking hoodie.
Buy
in
that
time.
knockoff one.
Yeah, get a knockoff one in time for the premiere, and then come back to the mall like
You
a
didn't
couple
want
days
one
later.
from the premiere.
Well, we're not going to the premiere.
Oh, I'm sure we know someone who could get it for you.
Do we?
I'm sure we
Oh,
know
wait.
someone that could.
Damon's going to the premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna text him. I'm gonna be like, dude, you get me one of those hoodies or
Mhm.
whatever they're selling there, because those commemorative tickets that they have.
Yeah.
They're selling some of those.
I'd
I
rather
want
have the
one.
hoodie.
I want both.
Nah.
No.
I mean, I'm sure the hoodie is cool, but like, it's hot. It's really hot. I'm only gonna be wearing it for like that one time, and then immediately once I leave the theater, I'm gonna be like, "Fuck, it's too hot." Just
What if they're showing like figurines of like, and one being a Stan Lee, like half a Stan Lee, drifting apart, like he was snapped.
Would you buy it?
Yes.
How much would you pay for this?
No more than $20.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
I know, that's why I'm not buying it.
Even if such a thing existed, it would be like $80.
The Mr. Stark I don't feel so good action figure.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a pile of dust in a bag.
Oh man, did you see that? What I sent before?
The
I know I
ultimate,
sent it
was
to
it the
you.
action
Yeah.
figure?
Yeah, because
There was
like,
a puzzle one too, the ultimate puzzle.
No, but what I showed to him was that I found this like little. It looks like it's supposed to be like this toy bag, and like on the label it says like Spider-Man post-snap figurine, and inside was just a bag of sawdust.
Yeah. Someone made one of those the same as it being for the ultimate puzzle challenge. Try to put
Oh, try and put Spider-Man back together.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
terrible.
funny though.
It is funny, but it's oh my gosh. So
It's all terrible.
they're calling it the decimation. I kind of liked calling it just the snap.
I like calling it the snap too.
The snap just sounded solid. Yeah, I don't know.
It's very short and to the point.
Yeah, it's like, well, they didn't call it anything before, so everybody's just gonna call it the snap, and everybody calls it the snap.
Yeah, because it's like at this point, Infinity War is such a global phenomenon. Everyone would rather call it the snap because that is the physical action. That's the key physical action.
Yeah.
That's just like damn near traumatizing to kids, and they're all gonna remember the snap. And if you say the snap, they're gonna know
Sounds
what
like
you're
a
talking
bedtime story. The snap.
If you're not
Good.
if you're not good, kids, Thanos will snap
Snap.
and make you disappear.
Once there was a man named Thanos.
Maybe
I'm
Josh
Purple
Brolin.
man.
Maybe
that
Josh
looked like
Brolin
a
tells
thumb.
that to his kids. You better behave, or else. He'll just
Thanos' head looks like a thumb.
Yeah.
Didn't they make a Joker? They said he had like ass chin in the movie.
No, he had like ball section.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah. I think like Peter Quill said that.
Yeah,
or
he did.
Somebody said that, but like, yeah, pretty much addressing the one feature about Thanos, which is it's a little funny. Yeah.
I really think that I'm really just glad that this is finally like happening.
Mhm.
I'm apparently the spoilers have made it online, but I haven't witnessed any yet.
Mhm.
And have you guys?
No.
Don't spoil it for people. But
No, I haven't.
Well,
Uh
out of curiosity, I did. I made like halfway into the full video that they showed off.
Yeah.
It's a lot of movie. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's 3 hours long.
It's a lot of movie.
Wait, so you're saying they leaked the whole movie online?
No, apparently, like, the rumor is that someone from, like, I think it might have been, like, the Saudi prince or something like that, the Saudi Arabian prince, was, like, so excited to see this movie, but he really wanted to see it now. And because
You bought
the
Marvel.
royal family is rich as fuck, they paid Disney millions and millions of dollars to see it in advance.
Are you serious?
Would that
This is-
family
this
like
is
to
just
pay
like
sounds
me
like
millions
complete
of
bull.
dollars?
But someone who saw that, just like took their iPhone and then posted, I think was like nearly the end of the movie.
Wow.
Like almost at the climax of the movie.
I wish the family would give me that much money. Millions.
Well, Disney's like, you're offering us how much to see this? Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Why not? But I feel like heads are rolling over there.
Oh yeah.
Like all of a sudden, Disney's about to announce a company restructure.
Disney's PR legal team must have been fucking panicking on that day.
They didn't make anyone sign a non-disclosure agreement. What's wrong with them?
A what? Well, people don't read.
A non-disclosure NDA.
Oh, they probably did, but like, it doesn't really matter as much as like their 15 minutes of fame.
Exactly. Oh, I'm the one.
I'm the one that leaked
Endgame.
I'm the one that leaked Avengers Endgame.
I'm the one that ruined it for all of you.
Yeah.
You'll remember me 30 years from now
as the person who leaked the movie.
I think that's a bigger deal than Star Wars at this point. Avengers is such a global phenomenon. I think that this getting leaked is just way more devastating to them right now.
What's crazy is Disney is controlling the two most talked about movies right now.
Oh yeah. The mouse is sitting there,
both hands,
just cackling away, walking to the bank every month.
He's carrying some heavy money bags.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys hear about the theory that for Spider-Man: Far From Home, the theory is that whole movie takes place. Well, I guess this is potential Endgame spoilers. I don't know.
I would just like put a disclaimer that like, because this is the biggest movie of the century.
Yeah, any theories or anything that we talk about could be potential spoilers. We don't know. Listen at your own risk. But the theory is that eventually things get reversed at the end of Endgame, and that Peter Parker, when he got off the bus to go help the Avengers, the theory is that he was on the bus to go out of the country in all of the events that happen in Far From Home. And that because the invasion never happened, because apparently everything gets fixed at the end of Endgame, that he stayed on the bus, and then the events from Far From Home happen. Have you guys heard of this?
No, I hope that's not true.
I haven't heard of this, and I kind of hope it isn't true either, because that's a really stupid theory, because I realize...
Kind of a letdown.
It relies on the assumption that like that if someone comes back from the snap, they have no recollection of what happened, and that's
oh wow, ooh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you see where I'm
going
with this?
What you're getting at.
That sounds pretty stupid.
That does sound pretty stupid now.
And also the fact that like they're going straight out of being dusted right into a field trip. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean...
that doesn't really work.
Well, the line, rewatching, I was like, oh, okay, I can see where it might happen, but I rewatched Infinity War just yesterday, like on Wednesday, and there's a line he has in the movie where he's just like, oh, snap, I should have stayed on the bus. And I'm like, crap. I can kind of see where they might be setting that up. I hope they're not, but I can see where... they might be setting it up, but
I think it would be a big letdown.
I think it would too. I mean, I think it's kind of a
It'd
letdown.
be a cop-out in my opinion.
Well, I think it's a complete letdown that they didn't even try to hide the fact that Spider-Man like has this sequel coming. I mean, we all knew he wasn't going to stay dead, but Disney didn't even really try. They're like, oh, the most impactful death. They're like, oh, by the way, Spider-Man 2 comes out like a month after Avengers Endgame, so he's obviously not dead. You know?
Yeah, I think that was kind of poor marketing.
You can blame Sony for that. Because they just can't like help themselves.
No, they can't.
No.
Yeah, because that's still Spider-Man Homecoming, or Far From Home is technically a Sony movie, right?
Technically Sony, but like, they have that whole agreement with Marvel to have those rights.
That's such a
Marvel just needs to buy it.
Yeah, I'm really confused.
At this point, guys, you have enough money, just buy Spider-Man rights and just don't make that deal anymore.
I think it had to deal with like one of the contracts from long ago. I heard something.
Contracts expire.
Well, that's just it. I heard that what it was is the reason we got the Amazing Spider-Man franchise was because Sony had exclusive movie rights to use the character as long as they made a movie it was like 5 years. And the whole reason we got Amazing Spider-Man was because Spider-Man 4 was in such troubled development that they had to just either reboot it or release a crappy movie.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like they had to have a Spider-Man movie like in a certain period of time?
Yeah.
Or else Marvel gets their rights back?
It was 5 years.
Okay.
And that we got Amazing Spider-Man, the first one, right before the 5-year mark. The whole reason that movie got made was so Sony could hold on to the rights to the character. Okay. And then they got Amazing Spider-Man 2, didn't do well, and then, that's the main problem. Is I think...
And this past one has not done well. It doesn't...
Oh, no, Homecoming did really well.
No, Homecoming did well, but I think it's like... It just further... I think it just kind of like helped renew the contract, or like it helped... it just kept their contract from being null and void.
It was a remnant of a time when, like, in the early 2000s, Marvel was nowhere near as, powerful as they are today. And they just wanted their characters on the big screen, so they made these really weird contracts with different studios. And that's why Fox has all of the X-Men characters, and that's why Sony got Spider-Man. And now they find themselves in this mess that they're in right now.
Yeah, that's why they're desperately trying to have all these other spider properties.
Like Venom.
Or Into the Spider-Verse, which is actually a really good movie.
Oh, I still want to go see that.
Yeah, the steelbook right there.
We need to watch Spider-Verse.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, we really need to watch Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it's good. I'd say it deserved that Oscar nomination.
Yeah, it won.
It won Best Animation, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Best Animated Feature.
Is it the best Spider-Man movie in your opinion?
One of.
Wait, what do you think is the best?
2.
Yeah, it's pretty safe.
Mm-hmm.
Safe answer. Okay, yeah, no, I want to go watch that. Though I've been meaning to do that for a little while. But do you guys think that this movie's gonna live up to the hype? We're almost there. Do you think it's gonna be all that you want it to be?
I will say, since I'm the only one that saw a bit of the leaked footage, I'd say for a lot of people, it would.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to ask for.
I'm not gonna say it anymore.
Additional
but I will say,
details.
for a lot of people who are expecting a certain something about these types of movies, it's gonna be fulfilled.
Can you imagine if this movie just like sucked? Comes out, everybody's excited, and it just fucking blows, and everybody's like, "Oh, Marvel, they got this 10-year plan."
Right
Endgame
at the
gets
finish
panned
line.
by critics.
Right at the finish line.
I think it's gonna be everything I want it to be,
Mm-hmm.
but there are gonna be some people out there that are gonna be like, "I wanted more," and I mean that's their opinion. But to me, I loved Infinity War. Some people hated Infinity War. I'm expecting this movie. This movie has to be 10 times better than Infinity War, in my opinion. Because this is it. This is like the end, literally.
But it was also supposed to be kind of like part 2. You know what I mean? They were originally part 1 and part 2, so it's kind of like the same movie in a way.
Yeah, but still, it needs to. There still has to be some sense of finality to it,
right?
Even though it is like part 1, part 2, it's still part 2.
The only theory, your theory of it goes back to normal. If that happens, I will be 100% disappointed in the whole movie because I don't want it to go back to normal.
I want consequences. No,
yeah, I want these little heroes to deal with the consequences. I want Thanos to deal with the consequences. I don't want it to be a happy ending necessarily.
I want Tony Stark to die. I just want him to fucking die.
It's time for Robert Downey Jr. to retire.
Because in my opinion, Infinity War out of the MC universe minus Captain Marvel has been the best MC movie, in my opinion. I loved that movie because it wasn't the characters had a lot more depth. Everyone had more risk than they needed in the last time.
Which one?
It wasn't Infinity War.
Okay.
There was more risk than, I just need to save this one person or these 2 people or get this one thing. It was the fate of the entire world. My family, your family, everyone's family is on the line. And then our villain had a mission, had a goal that I felt bad for Thanos. I was like, okay, I understand why you're doing this. I don't agree with how you're handling it, but I understand why.
Well, I think part of the reason you feel that way is because it wasn't a happy ending.
No.
I mean, almost every, I'm trying to think, maybe with the exception of Civil War, I think every Marvel movie has relatively had a pretty happy ending-ish.
That's what made the end of Infinity War so shocking.
Yeah, because
not just for Marvel, but for like blockbusters.
The fans wanted the happy ending, and that's not what they got. They got, we lost these characters that we loved. We lost Thanos. Kind of succeeded in a way, but he felt the consequences of his actions. They didn't want that sad, tragic.
From an action standpoint, he succeeded in what he set out to do, but he didn't realize what it would.
No,
it cost him on the way.
Yeah, I mean, did the ends justify the means?
He seems to think so.
He seemed to think so, but that's not what the fans wanted. They wanted to see the superheroes win, defeat Thanos.
Should have gone for the head.
But, I was happy because I loved it. In fact, I thought it deserved kind of an Oscar nomination at least.
I think it's more deserving of an Oscar nomination than Black Panther was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
No. We could probably talk about it in like another segment. But I wouldn't say so.
Okay, that's interesting.
I will say though, I did manage to get like a sneak preview of Infinity War before like everyone else did. That part at the end when like they actually like had the balls to had the snap happen, that actually got me like really excited because I wanted to know what everyone else thought about that.
Well, and here's the thing:
I was like, holy
if you
shit,
look
it
at all,
actually happened.
You look at all the Avenger movies and you look at all the MC movies. The villains, each movie progressed. Right, one was more difficult than the next. But they kept showing Thanos, and I was like, okay, Thanos has to be a badass. He has to stand up to these guys, and he has to be a challenge for the Avengers and everyone involved around with them. And he was. And so I was so happy that he didn't even show his full power. I want, when they fight, when they go out with everything with Captain Marvel, I literally want it to be the best fight scene that's ever been put on the big screen, the little screen, whatever. It needs to have me on the edge of my seat, rooting for someone.
Let's talk about villains in just a minute.
And I hope it's the actual movie being put on the edge of your seat, not your bladder.
Yeah, especially with how much you're going to drink. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. If you haven't already, be sure to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. We will see you in just a moment.
This episode is brought to you by water. It's wet.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Slacking Off Show. I'm joined with Cameron Messer and JP Gomez, and we're talking about Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, we left off talking about the villains here that have already been present in the MCU, and you were talking about how you really liked Thanos' presence in Infinity War. Now, do you think that has anything to do with the fact that maybe some of these villains that we've had in the past haven't been very memorable, I would say? There's 21 Marvel movies out there?
Yeah, about 20 movies. And yeah, I'd say a part of it is because a lot of them are pretty good.
I can think of like 4 villains, maybe. Let's see, from memory, what do we got? We got Thanos, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
We got Loki. We got
Ronan.
Oh yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Ronan.
Oh, okay.
But was he really the villain, or wasn't there someone above him and he answered to someone?
Well, he answered to Thanos.
Yeah, it was Thanos.
But he was the villain. He was like.
So he was the right hand to the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the time.
But so was Loki.
And Loki. Basically, like, if you really want to talk about like who's the real villain, it just always comes out to Thanos.
Thanos is like the president of the villains club.
But like even still, before everybody kept talking about Thanos, but in their own movies, like I can't really think of too many memorable villains from there. There was like Dormammu, but he wasn't really memorable in Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. And there was
he
Hela
looked like
from
a
Thor
lot
3.
like Thanos from a distance in the face.
Yeah, he did.
I was like, is that Thanos? Did they bringing him in early?
He did look kind of like him. That was weird what they did with like his face folding in and out.
I just didn't find them interesting. I was like, okay, you're cool, but you're not a big challenge for any of them.
But that's my point. Is like, do you think that part of the reason Thanos was so good because the bar wasn't very high from the beginning?
I think because he had more depth.
He had more depth, but that's because he had an entire movie to himself.
He also had a reason of why he was really doing this instead of just like, I want to rule the world.
He was also like anticipated since the first movie, I think. So, it's definitely one that they had to like make sure they knocked out of the park.
Yeah, if
otherwise
Thanos
this whole thing would fall apart.
The whole movie would fail. The whole franchise would fail. But what are the villains have we had here? Let's see if we even remember any of these guys.
I'm trying to look it up.
There's a list, I know.
With 21 movies, the fact that we're naming like 5 just
So I'm looking at the subreddit for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or r/Marvel Studios. And so here's like the list of MCU villains. And see if you can remember some of them.
Okay.
The Ironmonger.
That was the first one, right?
That was the first one.
I thought it was Red Skull who was the first.
Well, from Iron Man 1.
Oh, from Iron Man.
He was Jeff Bridges.
Okay, yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Did Jeff Bridges play another villain?
No, he was just that guy.
Okay.
I don't even think they ever called him that name throughout the movie.
Probably not in the movie. I think his name was like Obadiah or something.
Oh, yeah, it was like Obadiah Stane, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we can count him. He kind of started it all, but...
Yeah. The Abomination from The Incredible Hulk.
No.
I don't think most of us remember.
The Incredible Hulk, not Hulk. The Incredible Hulk.
Oh.
Not the...
Not the Ang Lee one?
No, not that one.
I know the character as a whole, but... No.
Okay.
Whiplash.
He only got one movie.
We remember Whiplash.
The Hulk only got one movie.
Yeah, there's some legal reason for that. I don't know.
Yeah, because Universal, I think, has the rights to make.
Oh yes, he
Hulk
does.
movie,
yeah,
but Marvel has the rights to the characters, so they can. Like,
it's backwards now.
Yeah, it's kind of
Then
backwards.
Sony.
See, this is what I mean. There's like all these really stupid deals that they made back in the day.
Hulk sitting there in the club like, Hulk mad. Hulk only get one movie. Hulk no get a lot money.
Hulk not get character development.
Thing got more money than me.
What's funny though is that apparently, according to Mark Ruffalo, they just decided to put Hulk's like character arc into like these
all the
different
movies. Oh yeah,
I've
that's like their loophole around not being able to make a Hulk movie.
Well, let's just make 10 other movies
and then put the Hulk in like these ones.
I always feel bad for the Hulk.
Why?
Because he can't always control his anger. He's like a misunderstood child when he gets mad.
I guess that's true. Because in Thor Ragnarok, he was like, the Earth hate Hulk.
No one like
Hulk's just misunderstood. We need to give him some slack.
Maybe that's why he's like, oh, I'm not coming out.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going back to Earth. Fuck
I'm not going back to Earth. Oh,
no.
Hulk no wanna come out.
Hulk like here. So Whiplash.
Whiplash.
Played
Iron
by
Man
Mickey
2.
Rourke in Iron Man 2.
I don't remember Whiplash.
He was bad.
The only thing I remember is that Mickey Rourke had a very terrible Russian accent. And that's about it.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Thor. I get.
Loki.
I see a couple of names. Well, yeah, it's pretty much Loki.
I hated Loki.
In the first movie, wasn't there like a fucking toaster?
What?
It was like it wasn't really a toaster, but it was this giant like mechoid robot, I think from Asgard, that would shoot lasers, and he kind of looked like a toaster.
I think I kind of know what you're talking about.
Clearly very memorable.
Yeah, not very memorable at all.
The Alexa toaster.
I don't fucking know. Red Skull.
I remember Red Skull.
We can remember him.
Yeah,
and then
he was
went
good.
away
I liked
for
his.
10 years, and we kind of forgot about him.
And he had a brief cameo in Infinity War.
He did.
Yeah, very brief.
Yeah,
very brief. And that was about when I remembered he existed.
Yeah, and I saw him when I saw him like make his appearance in Infinity War. I was like, Holy shit! They brought him back. I was kind of surprised.
I haven't thought about you in 9 years.
Yeah. I imagine a lot of people did.
He wasn't available for other movies. He was all booked up.
I think they got a different actor for him.
No, it's the same guy.
Is
He
it?
looked the same, yeah.
Well, no, I think
don't
they had a different guy play him in this movie because I think the original guy didn't enjoy playing the role.
Okay.
So I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just citing stuff that I've heard.
Well, if he didn't do the role, that was a dumb choice because all the money Infinity Ward made.
I mean, he's not gonna get the money because he's not in any of them.
Yeah.
Well, no, he would make the money off of Infinity War.
That's true.
Hey, somebody's bank account is doing way better than ours. Who else we got?
The Avengers, Loki again, but also I want to point out the Chitauri army, like
It's
basically all
Loki.
the aliens.
It's still
Yeah.
Loki.
It's ultimately Loki.
Yeah. No.
But what about like the army of
Ugh.
aliens? It's just a bunch of aliens.
Yeah,
Essentially.
but the generic.
When I found out it
aliens.
was Loki, I was like, Loki again?
Yeah, I
Really?
was pretty underwhelmed to find out Loki was the villain for that too. But
Mhm.
whatever. The aliens, I don't really count them as a villain.
Iron Man 3, the Mandarin.
Remembered for all the wrong reasons.
Don't remember him
Yeah.
or them.
Yeah. Iron Man 3 is all around an unremarkable movie.
I've been wanting to rewatch it because I remember not liking it, and I want to see if I still don't like it. I probably wouldn't like it, but you know,
Probably not. Probably.
the Black Sheep of
Uh,
the Iron Man movies.
Thor, the Dark World, Malekith, the Accursed.
Nope.
No.
Just whatever. It's amazing how little we think of these villains.
See, this is
And
my
how
point.
this
The bar
closely-
wasn't very high for Thanos to come in and make a good
And how
appearance.
closely these align to how unremarkable some of these movies are.
Yeah, Thor: The Dark World's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's like who cares about Malekith? Who cares about?
I
the
don't think I
Mandarin?
actually saw that one. I skipped that movie
You didn't miss a damn
A lot of people
thing.
did.
because I didn't like Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
first two.
But I
Thor
love the third
movies-
one.
Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Okay.
That was a pretty good one. Yeah.
Bucky
Yeah, that
Barnes.
was good. That was good.
Yeah,
He had a whole
was,
movie named after him.
Yeah.
That villain.
he was a standout because he was a main antagonist, and then he kind of converted into good.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
rewatch that one. That one was really good.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, they included the movies. No, not, I mean the Netflix shows too. Jesus.
Oh.
Christ.
Oh no.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
goodness.
skip some of those. Guardians of the Galaxy, Ronan the
Ronan.
Accuser.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's
good.
fine. Purple.
Avengers: Age of Ultron.
He was decent.
Mm-hmm.
He was pretty good.
I
Also,
think it's really interesting that when we were talking about villains earlier, none of us named Ultron because he in the comics and whatnot, Ultron's a pretty big deal. But I guess maybe it just slipped our minds all at the same time.
and not that big of a deal for the MCU. Interestingly enough,
No.
although I found like the reasoning why he existed like pretty sound. Because Tony Stark was like, "Well, what if we're not here when another alien attack happens?"
yeah,
Like that
was-
reasoning seems sound. It's
Hey,
just
let's create a super robot.
yeah, let's go to super robot. Unfortunately, that was a dumb idea. So Ultron was the main villain of that movie, but I want to point out another villain that we just didn't really think about at first, but then it'll come later. Ulysses Claw.
Who?
I forget his name.
Cool name, Claw.
Shoot, Andy Serkis. He had a brief role in that movie, but then he's like slightly expanded into Black Panther. Okay.
I don't remember.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Ant-Man, Yellow Jacket.
Okay, I remember Yellow Jacket.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Let's see. Captain America: Civil War, Zemo.
Oh, you mean Iron Man?
No.
That was a joke, but no.
Sure, depending on your point of view, I guess.
Iron Man was the real villain of that movie.
Doctor Strange, Dormammu.
You mean Fold Face?
Oh yeah.
I remember
His
him.
face was just folding in and out
Is
when
it-
Dormammu was on the screen.
Oh yeah. It was weird. But also like Caecilius, who was kind of like the main antagonist for like most of the movie until like the last third where you had Dormammu.
Right.
I wonder if they ever even said that name because that does not sound familiar. At
I think he
all.
did a couple times.
I know who you're referring to,
Mhm.
Right.
but I don't remember if they ever stated like the person's name. Yeah. Okay.
I think they did. But he was like the guy who was like Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Ego, The Living Planet.
Oh shoot. Okay, he was pretty memorable.
He's cool.
Okay.
Great actor.
Oh yeah. I forget his name.
I know it. I can't remember. He played in Death-Proof. Why am I slipping my mind here?
Yeah.
Look, there's been 21 of these movies and a lot of actors. It's okay.
There's been a lot. Spider-Man, Hulk, Homecoming, The Vulture.
Ish. Okay.
It was a.
That's a shame though.
It was Birdman.
Yeah.
It was literally Birdman.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's just gotta.
He became the villain. He lived long enough to become the villain.
And then
Batman to
Thor
Vulture.
Ragnarok, Hela,
Mhm.
She was good.
played
I
by
liked her.
Kate Blanchett.
I don't think they're done with her yet. Like I doubt. I mean, in terms of the MCU, I feel like she's gonna come back at some point.
Yeah, who knows? And then Black Panther, Killmonger,
Yeah.
which is
Okay.
actually like one of the few good villains that they have.
He was one of the better ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
What if
overall,
Thanos brings back all of the villains?
what, you want an all-out war here?
All out war.
Is that what you want?
We bring all the villains back to attack the Avengers.
Well, Ego, the Living Planet,
Some
would be a
would
very
be-
interesting one to bring back.
Yeah, and some of them will be basically useless. Like one of them is
Who'd be the most useless here?
probably
Ironmonger. He can't fly any higher than.
no. He needs a suit. Like he's
They just bring the man. No
he's just
suit.
an executive. Yeah, they'll just bring the man.
He just sits there and makes business plans behind the scenes. All right, you go here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think the bar was very low. I think we
Mhm.
can establish that. So hopefully Thanos will continue to live up to it. I mean, I have a suspicion maybe he'll regret a bit of what he did going into this movie, but he's like, well, I've already given up everything, so I'm just going to keep pushing for it regardless, you know? I mean, I think that's possible because he's much more of a human and relatable character.
And there's no one more powerful than Thanos in villains. You guys know Marvel characters more than me. Is he he's the top villain?
No, there's always another one.
Well, who has been written?
At this, yeah, well, I don't know everybody that's been written, but there are people more powerful than Thanos that exist in Marvel continuity.
What if he brings them in? What if they show up? That'd be awesome.
Well, what if they want to make Avengers 5
Then that's who they'd have to bring
at
in.
this point? I mean, I can't think of any off the top of my head besides Galactus, who's basically a planet eater. But I think Fox still owns that.
No,
No. Disney
Disney
finished that.
owns.
Yeah. So Galactus is the only one I could see being the next big guy.
Yeah, probably.
He basically just walks around and devours planets to sustain himself. Can't really.
That'd be
Can't really do
that wouldn't
much
be
more
much
than
of a movie.
He just comes to Earth and.
I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat Earth.
Yeah. Just like
Plenty of foods and cultures here.
grab a fork and a knife.
But you know what? There's also KFC.
Ugh.
There's McDonald's. Galactus, we will sate you with McDoubles.
They'll just eat all of them. Like every.
I mean, but if
McDonald's franchise.
Thanos as of now is the top person, where can this movie go?
Well, that's the question, right? We don't know. How do you take down somebody with the power to wipe out half the universe?
Love.
Friendship. With friendship. You
No,
can
I
do
mean,
anything.
like, really, it was love that made Thanos do this.
Allegedly.
It's gonna be love that makes the
Was it?
Avengers.
No, it wasn't love.
The
Wasn't
love
there-
for someone.
No. He
No.
had to love somebody to get the Soul Stone. But his whole thing was he thought the universe was unbalanced. And that
Yes, but he did something. I'm trying to remember that he lost someone that he loved.
He had to
Yeah.
sacrifice his daughter to get one of the stones.
by brutally throwing her off of a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
The green one.
Yeah. And it was interesting though, because like the entire movie kind of set him up as like a one-dimensional character almost.
And then they
The-
do that.
But then they got to that point, and Gamora was basically like taunting him and saying like, "Oh, turns out you don't actually love someone. Ha, fuck you. You're never gonna win."
Yeah, the universe is finally giving you the shaft. And
Yeah.
then he's like,
And
you
then
could
sh-
see it on his face.
And then she realizes, oh shit, there is one person, and it's me.
Bye. And just chucks her up. That was why like the whole movie she was telling Peter, you gotta kill me. You gotta kill me. I'm the key. Mm-hmm. You can't let me live because if he kills me, bye.
Although I'm pretty sure the reason for that was because she knew where the stones were and not because of the whole sacrifice thing.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
Did you guys do one of those things online that was like, did you die in the snap? There's a web browser thing it was like didthanoskillyou.com that you could go to, and it would tell you whether you died in the snap or not.
Ooh.
And it wouldn't change if like you refresh the page or whatever. it would like keep your IP address.
Okay.
And it would tell you whether you died or not. I died.
Okay.
Oh.
Here we go.
Cameron, are you gonna die in the snap?
How do you? Where's the button?
Did Thanos kill me? You just press it. Is
this the website?
No. Just Google. Did Thanos kill you?
Is this like a quiz type of thing?
No, you go onto this page and it'll say, "Yep, there you go." What does it say, Cameron?
You were spared.
Oh, so Cameron's spared? You know what? I'm gonna see if my answer's changed.
Okay. What is the name of the website?
Didthanoskillyou.com.
Did Thanos kill you?
You were spared by... Well, thank you, Thanos.
Didthanoskillme.com.
See, I knew it.
Is that the name of the website? Did Thanos kill me?
Didthanoskillyou.com.
Yeah, did thaноskill.me. It says, you were slain by Thanos for the good of the universe.
Well, fuck you, Nathan. You're never coming back. You're
all right, guys.
You're dust.
I don't want to kind of just not bother Thanos. He spared me. So
now, what are you guys gonna do with your life? That half the planet's half the neighborhood just.
I'm gonna run for president.
Half the audience, the subscribers went down.
I'm gonna run for president, and then because half of them were gone, so no competition.
Thanos for president.
Supported by Thanos for president.
By Thanos, for Thanos, and the good of the universe. Oh goodness! No, I remember when that website first came out. Everybody was running around saying if they were slain or not, and I think I was the only one out of our little group that died.
Well, bound to happen.
Yeah, bound to happen for somebody for the good of the universe. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know if Thanos slain you for the good of the universe. Slayed. If you were slain for the good of the universe.
Basket of Christmas gifts.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be like, ho ho ho, you get the reality soul. Ho ho ho, you get the space stone.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking?
You get the sound.
All right, Thanos, snap him away.
And with that, that's our show, everybody. If you haven't already, be sure to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Let us know if you were slayed for the good of the universe. You can catch us here on YouTube every week. Thank you all. Have a good one.